Hi, I'm Anishka Gheewala, and I'm going to fill you in on I Love Chile's news. Here are your latest headlines. Chile speaks up in Falkland debate. Piñera sets up meetings with former presidents. Either Aysén case taken to Supreme Court. Government to discuss harsher sanctions for drunk drivers. Finance Office names 21 businesses to be examined in 2012. And case of exploding churros finally resolved. In culture and entertainment, Santiago Amil Festival beginning first week of January, pre-sale of Chile Metal Fest tickets, and performing acts named for Valparaíso's 8th Rocodromo Festival. Finally, in sports, Alexis Sanchez plays Santa Claus in Tocopilla. The Chilean government has announced that it has never recognized British sovereignty of the Falkland Islands. In a statement made earlier this week, Minister Secretary-General Andres Chadwick stated that Chile had always supported Argentina's claim to the islands, refuting British sovereignty over them. This leads on from the announcement that Chile would follow Argentina in banning ships flying the Falkland flag from calling into ports and trading goods. Brazil, Paraguay and Uruguay have also agreed to impose the ban at their ports. This creates a new strain on relations between the United Kingdom and Argentina. In response to the shipping ban, British Prime Minister David Cameron announced that the UK was still committed to sovereignty of the Falkland Islands and would not discuss the issue unless it was something desired by the inhabitants of the islands. President Sebastián Piñera has been organizing meetings with former presidents of Chile to discuss political reform, the economic crisis, and international relations in the context of the best way to forward Chile. Although Patricio Aylwin, Eduardo Frei, and Ricardo Lagos were relatively quick to confirm their acceptance of Piñera's invitation, there was some doubt over whether or not Bachelet would attend the meeting, with the coalition of the left-wing parties discussing the impact such a meeting could have on them. However, following insistence from government spokesperson Andres Chadwick that the meeting was in the interest of the country and not an invitation for criticism of the Bachelet administration, the female ex-president has followed the suit and is due to meet with Piñera in the new year. Piñera had his first meeting on the 26th of December with Patricio Aylwin, who was president from 1990 to 1994 and the first president after Pinochet's dictatorship. The meeting ended on a positive note, with Aylwin stating that it was very friendly and cordial before mentioning the great respect he had for Piñera. Environmental groups led by Patagonia Sin Represas have taken Either Aysén to Supreme Court over plans to build 5 hydroelectric dams in the wild regions of Patagonia. This follows the rejection of their case in the Puerto Montt Court of Appeals. The environmental groups are concerned that the dams will be detrimental to the surrounding wilderness, with the construction of high-voltage power lines adding to further destruction of wildlife in the area and ruining the beautiful landscape that this area is famous for. There are also doubts over the credibility of environmental reports submitted by Either Aysén, which may have downplayed the environmental impact such dams would have on surrounding areas. The arguments in the Supreme Court will focus on a number of topics, including breaches of the 1940 Washington Convention, which focuses on the protection of national parks and nature reserves. The environmental groups will also argue that the public was not adequately consulted and that the environmental impact of the whole project, including the power lines, should have been considered. A verdict on the matter is expected to be delivered in late January 2012. Transport Minister Pedro Pablo Errázuriz has confirmed that the government is to discuss a new bill proposing harsher sanctions for people caught drunk driving. This follows a meeting with President of the Senate Guido Girardi and Deputy Ivan Moriera, who stressed the need for stronger punishments in light of the alarmingly high number of road accidents caused by alcohol abuse. The new bill proposes a zero-tolerance policy, whilst also reducing the acceptable amount of alcohol in the blood when driving from 1 gram per litre of blood to 0.8 grams. Those who cause accidents from driving under the influence of alcohol could permanently lose their driving licence, and some could even face jail time. The bill is to be discussed next week in the Senate. The Office of the Comptroller General of the Republic has named 21 institutions that will be audited in the coming year. These audits will be performed under the framework of integrated random audits, a scheme known in Spanish as auditorías integrales aleatorias to improve external control. The list, which includes a variety of hospitals, universities and town halls across the country, was compiled following a random digital selection process. The scheme involves reviewing areas in businesses such as the payment of overtime, personal records and attendance records. Chile's Supreme Court has ordered newspaper La Tercera to pay damages of nearly $160,000 to 13 people who were injured after following a recipe for churros published in the Mujer, or Woman magazine supplement of the paper. According to judges, the newspaper failed to test the recipe fully before publishing. Had it been tested, they would perhaps have realized that the suggested oil temperature was too high and would cause the churros to explode once added to the pan. 7 years after the incident, the paper must pay sums varying from $279,000 to $48,000 to 11 women and 2 men who were severely burnt while following the recipe. Grupo Copesa, the group which publishes the paper, has said it will abide by the ruling. Here's what's been happening in culture and entertainment. International Theatre Festival Santiago a Mil will take place in Santiago and various other Chilean cities from the 3rd to the 22nd of January 2012. The festival promises theatre, dance and musical performances, both national and international, across the 3-week period. According to the organisers of the festival, its aim is to promote the cultural development of the country and its performance art by providing access to high-quality performances to a wide section of the population. The first set of tickets to Chile's heavy metal rock festival, Metal Fest, were released last week. The tickets, available from Ticketmaster, were set at 60,000 Chilean pesos for a weekend pass. Only 5,000 of the 30,000 available tickets were released. The festival, to be headlined by Motorhead and featuring other big names from international heavy metal scene, will take place over 2 days in April 2012 at the Movistar Arena, Santiago. Valparaiso's Rocódromo Festival, due to take place between the 6th and 12th of February 2012, has announced its lineup. The annual festival takes place on Valparaiso's ports and showcases the talent of Chilean musicians from up and down the country. The festival, running for its 8th year, will feature Lucibel, Electrodomésticos, Claudio Narea, Astro, and a Los Blue Splendor tribute band as its main act, alongside a number of other groups from across the country. After helping Barcelona in their journey to be Club World Champions, striker Alexis Sanchez returned to his hometown of Tocopilla, but this time to play the role of Santa Claus. Chile's pride gave gifts, including signed soccer balls, to the children of the town. Sanchez held a press conference at the headquarters of Movistar, where he was asked his opinion on a range of topics, including the 10-match ban given to 5 national team players for bad behaviour before the World Cup qualifier against Uruguay. He said, "It must be served." When asked his preference in the Clausura final, the Barcelona striker went with Cobreloa, the team he made his debut with. He wished the best of luck to Eduardo Vargas, who will go to Napoli next month, and finish the conference by recalling his childhood dreams. He ultimately remarked, "I wanted to be the best in the world, and also to win a World Cup with the Chilean team. I'm taking it step by step." That's all for this week on I Love Chile's TV News. Tune in next week for more updates and news about Chile in English. Don't forget, you can pick up one of I Love Chile's newspapers sold in kiosks in Santiago and Valparaiso. For daily updates, log into ilovechile.cl for your current news provided by Chile's most read English language news source. Thanks for watching and see you in 2012. Happy New Year!